Hello and welcome everybody. This is Imblender. So in this podcast, I have somebody special for you guys, some good friend of mine, which is Ananya for Mariam. He have been doing some 3D for quite some time, and he have talked about some of his 3D arts and how he have been engaging with Blender. But first, let's just know something about you. Tell us something about you that we don't know.
Okay, yeah. Like you said, my name is Ananya, and I'm one of the co-founders of Blender. Technically, there are only two people found in Blender, so among those two. Anyways, back to the point. I started making 3D projects when I was around 14, and I still do. Here, my partner here, Imran, has been making 3D projects. I don't know for about 10 years. Yeah, 10 years, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 10 years. So the biggest obstacle you're probably gonna have while making 3D projects is promotion. Promotion is not cheap, especially when you come from a third world country. You have anything to add to that?
Yeah, it's just not the projects that you have, going to be hard. It's just like the skills, the talent. First, when you start, we call it the first phase. We have been teaching
Yeah.
some people to do 3D, and we call it the first phase, which is going to be, you
Making a
can
project of
you
you
can
own.
do anything. It's like the feeling that you can do, and the most problem I see is when you go to, the second and the third phase of this 3D industry, you just start getting, losing that touch, which is what makes you different, which is going to be the first phase. The feeling that you can do anything, but the more you are exposed to the reality of 3D art is hard at the moment. It's very hard, and to do something decent, you need a group of people working together. So the first advice is just don't do everything by yourself. Do something projects that are like short terms, like 3 days or 2 days. That gives you constant reply on your work. So anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, technically, first when we started making 3D projects is at a high scale. When we passed the stage of making donuts, we tried out making a whole animation. It was only two of us, and we tried to make a whole animation about an astronomer landing on the moon and crashing into a supermarket. It was a very confusing part of our life because we did not succeed, but failure is actually the best teacher. You agree?
Yeah, you failed. We failed like while we are doing shading. We failed. At least we're not that bad at modeling. We find some hacks to do the astronaut, but we have failed to do the rigging. We have failed to do the texturing. We have failed in so many
Yeah,
levels that you
like
cannot even
people
imagine.
people actually expect to be successful at their first try. You have to get dirt on you so you can succeed. That's like the basic principle of success.
Yeah, and more to add to that one is when you do a 3D project, never do it from from the heart, thinking that you can do everything. Use whatever resources you could find your hands on. If there is something that gives you fire, like real-time fire, there's you don't have to bake it in Blender. You just go there, find that resource, use it, and where the thing is, when you see tutorials, you see like some tutorial makers like me, you gotta do the tutorial at least like 5 or 3 times before you
Yeah, before you do it,
you
yeah.
hit the record button.
Like, I remember when we tried to make a whole tutorial series just without any practice.
Yeah, that
That was
failed.
messed up. That was
That
messed
failed.
up.
So that's why we never uploaded that, even though we have spent too much time
Yeah.
doing that one. That's why we do it. You have to, rehearse what you're doing. So when you see that from, the audience perspective, you think that everything must be like clicks, click, click. But in reality, it's just like you click this and click this. No, it doesn't work. Go back. You click this and click that. Still doesn't work. Go back. Click this, still doesn't work. You go back, and with hope and practice, you make it, like those tutorials. It works for you, start to work. You'll be having those tools and knowing them more. You are more exposed to the reality of that you are not, you don't know everything. You have to learn those things. So the best way to learn them is to fail, and that's what we have been doing, failing.
Failing a lot of times. You cannot succeed without failing. You have to put that mindset in you so you could progressively go on to the next stage, which is making your own projects. And while making your own projects, don't ask people, right?
Yeah, like
Ask people.
Google stuff, how to rig, how
Ask
to
people.
blend.
You need your own team.
Yeah.
Imagine making a whole project without having anybody on your team.
Yeah,
That's impossible.
Imagine like when we were doing like that astronaut, if we had somebody who was like doing rigging for quite some time. If we had somebody who have been texturing for quite some time, we should just like model and give that project to the rigger, and the rigger would be rigging it while the texture person is going to be texturing. And so we have been doing like multitasking. It's like the textures and the rigging is going side by side, so that will help us do whatever that is, which is the project. We are going to be having more fun with it, instead of bashing our heads into the wall and hitting ourselves and hitting Blender, cursing some stuff. Don't do that. Just the best way to do that is people around you, your family or some friends, make them start Blender or make them start Duo 3D. You get your own team just like this.
No,
You
family
never get
members are
like
really good. I actually showed my mom Blender a couple of weeks ago, and she made a house. I don't know why, but she did.
yeah. She must be an architect, so
Finally an architect, right? Yeah. Anyways,
so the next tip is never delete your projects, even if it sucks. Just put them in your hard drive and put them somewhere, like make a folder.
they're
like
good memories. They're good memories.
Now when I see like a project that I have done like 5 or 6 years before now, and I see the project and I see my donut, I know I've
Lots
came a
of
long
people
way.
actually started from the donut.
Yeah, that's
Really
like
funny.
everybody, like there's a phase when you just watch Andrew Price tutorials and then you skip to the next projects. It's just how it works. You see Andrew Price and you go to the CG or CG mattering some stuff. Even my own channel, just watch our channel.
Take Udemy courses too.
Yeah, those courses. The second thing is like the third. I think it's the
Udemy?
Don't just we're not gonna be counting so.
Yeah, exactly. But the main part about progressively making in a blender is actually watching our tutorials.
Yes.
Watching our tutorials, nothing else.
Hour.
We're
just kidding. Don't watch our tutorial. Don't just watch our tutorial. I'm not saying don't watch it. Don't just watch our tutorial, or don't just watch Andrew Price's tutorial, because like when I see like Andrew Price, it's like some architecture stuff or some really cool and amazing stuff that are being done by Andrew Price. But some people even like motion graphics, and you gotta go to the Chris Holt or Ducky 3D to get those motion graphic style looking stuff, to get more experience. When you get exposed to lots of stuff, you get your perspective on what you like and what you don't like, and I think that's how you get more progressive in Blender.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's about the main point about Blender. We're gonna have more seriousness about this podcast, but I have one question right now for you, Imran.
Okay.
I have one question for you. Why are you drinking tea in the studio?
I got
Let
this.
me taste that. Let me taste that.
I got this. I got this weird feel. I got this weird case, which is when I drink.
You're lying.
When I drink.
This tastes like battery acid right here.
When I drink tea, all my problems go away. From that TikTok.
You're watching too much TikTok. Okay. More work on your tutorials. More simple. Yeah, but we created our own friendly environment. Me and Imran here.
Mostly me, but he helped.
I own 50% of the company.
Yeah, you helped.
Anyways, okay, back to what was I talking about? Maybe
you were talking about me drinking chai and all my problems going away.
Oh, for those people who are wondering what chai is, it's actually tea in Amharic.
Yeah.
Our language. We grew up in Ethiopia. Very struggling.
And don't think about horses and like some country was no buildings and everything.
It's actually
It's more
pretty
like
developed.
yeah.
Really nice place.
At least the cities. There are like 85% of it is like in the woods.
I know. When
There are
people,
farmers.
Mm.
I'm not saying woods. There are farmers. 85% of them, but you see even more talented people online, even from the
yeah, but
countryside.
people ask weird questions when you tell them you're African.
Yeah.
No, one dude asked me if I ate chicken alive. Bruh.
Come on.
I eat chicken the same way you do.
Which is
Tell me. So.
okay.
Yeah. Let's go back to the point.
Okay, yeah. And whatever you're doing, which is going to be a 3D or anything, do based among what you know, not some another country's culture. If you are Ethiopian, and if you are even some country in Africa, if you are anywhere, just do what you know from based what you know, because that experience that you have experienced 20 or 30 years, that's what matters the most. It's that what makes you unique, not like just imagine this: if some another country's president came and like Ethiopia, if Ethiopia came and showed them like a dance from their own culture, it's not going to be working, because they know that they even have the best dancers that dance that type of style. But if when the other countries' leaders come here, we gotta show them something that we got, which is going to be dancing, to grain or anything. That is the culture that you have, and that's what makes you unique. That's the main point that you gotta forward for
Yeah,
this.
culture.
Yeah.
Is a really great thing.
Just do stuff
Yeah.
that you know, which are your own culture, not some other country's culture. Don't do stuff like you don't know. You just see in movies.
Get inspired by the little things.
Yeah.
We got inspired from movies. I'm not gonna lie, we watch a lot of movies.
He watched a lot.
You watch a lot of movies
I
too.
just
You
watched
were
two
watching a
movies per
movie a
day.
couple of minutes ago.
I just watched 2 minutes, two movies per day.
That's
That's
yeah,
like about
that's more.
4 hours of my life.
Yeah.
Just movies per day. I don't think that's bad.
Nah, not bad at all.
Yeah,
I watch
yeah.
3 movies a day, so.
Bullshit.
I
You watch,
don't
like-
think we can say that on YouTube.
I don't care about YouTube. I'll just blur it.
Blur.
You know what I mean, though. No,
Anyway.
I have called him some names. So to conclude, this was a nice talk. This was like a demo from.
We should really do this more often.
Yeah, this is like a demo we have been thinking to do for a lot.
Leave suggestions about the things we should talk about.
Yeah, and we'll even try some live streams, where you ask questions straight ahead, we answer them straight ahead. While this, community is like fairly small for the time being, so we could just, answer everybody's question. So whenever you are ready, guys, just tell us in the comments which is like the date is good for podcasts and live streams, and we'll be more than happy to have it for you guys.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, the usual stuff.
Yeah, but after listening to this, everybody's gonna subscribe. I hope so.
I don't even doubt it.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, you gotta subscribe.
Imran and Ananya. Technically, my name comes first. Ananya and Imran. The podcast show, part 1.